What is up, gamers? Welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, we have coaching for two different players. And real quick, before we get into that, if you could please like and subscribe and comment down below, I'd very much appreciate it, and it would help me out a lot. I plan to stream tonight on YouTube and Twitch starting around 9 p.m. Eastern. And tonight I have a lot of fun plans and different ideas. And I'll be putting together a tier list, hopefully. And so if you'd like to come and stop by and check that out, I think that would be a lot of fun. If you would like to get some free coaching, please let me know. It doesn't matter what rank you're at. We can do a 30-minute one-on-one coaching session where we talk about the game and your deck. Then I can spectate one of your games and coach you after that. Or you can just send me a video of one of your games and I can do a game review of it. So let me know if you're interested in that. So for this game review, we have Thorpe and Salt to thank. Thorpe sent me a game to review, and I think there's a lot of good things to learn here, and we definitely had some fun doing it. Then Salt did a one-on-one coaching session with me, and it was going well, but he did end up lagging a little bit during the game. But no worries there, because we still learned a lot and had some fun doing it. So that was still a great experience for everyone. Now let's get into the coaching here, learn a little and have some fun. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you again soon in the next one. First up, you always want to, check the matchup for you. Knights shouldn't do too well against Recall Crab on their own, so you should have a slight advantage if you play it right. And so I wouldn't really worry too much about trying to harass your opponent in this case, especially with the recalls. You don't need to, you more so want to save harassing for when you feel like you're on the back foot and whatnot. Or if you feel like you have a really aggressive deck. And so I would say, recalls aren't usually very aggressive. And so the only time I'll usually try to flank with them and whatnot and take out, bases and whatnot is when I feel like I'm behind or something. So I would mainly focus on defending with the recalls, and you can pop out 3 to 4 crabs and then 2 to 3 recalls. And I think that would work a little better for you. And then also in this matchup, he's got Bomber, Sniper, and Destroyer, which is pretty strong combo. So just looking over your units here, I would say if you just play reactively here, you could go into your Starforge and you probably beat his Foundry. If he goes into Foundry, you can just beat him with the Shades. He's got nothing for these Shades. Actually he has nothing, period, for the Shades. So if you just go into Shades here, you win. But no worries there. Your Foundry isn't too bad here, but it's definitely going to struggle against the Sniper. So I guess that's probably the number one mistake here. I think you already mentioned that. But we can look at your gameplay here, and I see you're, sending a recall across to scout, and that's fine. You just got to be very careful not to lose it. Obviously, you can recall it back at any time, so as long as you're keeping an eye on it, that's fine. I normally don't bother really scouting much, so you just got to recall back when you see you're getting attacked like this, and you just got to keep in mind 2 knights. 2 knights are basically worth 4 recalls. So you got to keep your recalls together, and also remember that they're going to be a lot faster. And so this is where it would be good to have your crabs up front tanking. The crabs are faster than the knights too, so the crabs should do pretty well in this matchup if they have their recalls behind them. And you could just tank with the crabs and do the DPS with the recalls, basically. And so you fall back here playing it a little too safe probably, and lose some workers, but not the end of the world here. Really, this game just comes down to the tech choice for the most part. Try to bait the knights. Yeah, no, that's fine too. Trying to bait them is fine. That's a good idea. You just got to make sure you teleport on top of them then right away, and don't worry too much about it. I mess that up still all the time, so it's a good idea though. And again, I would just say more crabs probably, and you're probably doing okay here then. It's good pressure. I guess I would say in this case where you're on the back foot now because you went into the wrong tech, you're going to have to try to make something happen and do some damage to your opponent without taking direct fights. So he's got a good counter to you with the destroyers, and that's going to hard counter your king crabs. So you don't want to take a direct fight with the king crab, and you probably don't want to take a direct fight right here either. It's probably going to be better for you to just wrap around here and try to sneak around. Actually, take your army here, sneak around. Hopefully he doesn't see you, and just attack this base. If you can take out a base or some workers, I think you would have a little bit of a chance here then to stay in the game. And then also, I mean, king crabs and recalls can do pretty well against the destroyers, but obviously you're going to struggle a bit against the bomber as well. But you're doing a good job of tanking with the crabs there. So I like that. But you're on the back foot here now. You're at the disadvantage. He's got the bombers out. He's even got some hornets out. That's interesting. So here you could even start teching into your Starforge and still maybe have a chance to get back into this game. That would obviously be extremely difficult to do, but it might be possible. And instead you, I believe, tech up again into your foundry. So at this point you got your crabs out though, or the king crabs, and it's probably better to just take the king crabs and attack your opponent's base and core and whatnot. Even though he's got the destroyers, I would either just not make king crabs here and start teching up into Starforge, or take the king crabs and go for, again, that second base of his, and you can kind of just ignore the third base for now. Basically, you just want to fight away from your opponent. You don't want to fight them directly. You want to fight anywhere but wherever they are with their army, basically. So you are able to do a little bit of damage there at least. So not too bad, all things considered. But once he gets the destroyers out, then it's pretty much game. One destroyer can one-shot a king crab, so you just pretty much don't have any chance there. The only minor chance you would have is just pumping out recalls and crabs, and hopefully getting on top of those destroyers, and kind of bait his destroyers into your base here. And once they get close enough to your base, then you just recall on top of those. You could also expand a second or a fourth time or a third time or whatever, get another resource space out here, and that might be able to help stall and distract your opponent. Sometimes it's worth it and sometimes it's not. It's hard to give you like a good idea of when to do that or not, but it's something that you'll kind of learn in time with practice when it's good to take a base and when it's not. So yeah, your deck. So we got the Recall and the Recall Hunter, and I think that's my favorite core group for sure. I think it's pretty strong. I think it's good for newer players as well, and it's definitely my favorite right now. But I think there's a lot of good core units to run right now. So, and then for your Foundry, we got King Crab, Advanced Mortar, and Destroyer. I like that. I think that's pretty good as well. Airship, then Valkyrie, and Cat Bus. Yeah, I definitely think this is a very solid deck. What is your typical plan or idea for running this deck? Do you have a typical play style that you go for or anything like that?
I have been. I'm new to the game, new to this beta. I was watching it in the last beta, so I was excited because I'm
Yeah,
an old StarCraft head. And so switching from StarCraft, I've been waiting for a game, and I thought that this might be it, and I'm pretty excited. So
absolutely.
I like to pressure people. I'm pretty good at Zergling run-bys, and so I've been running
Okay.
I like when I saw your recall style, I kind of adopted it. But I
Okay.
previously had been running Scorpions in on the backside and trying swarm mentality with the king crab and the destroyer, just kind of microing the destroyer to keep them alive.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been playing with this slot. I've played with the gargantuan. I played with the mortar. I like the mortar because it allows me to engage on bases that have the core defense.
Yeah, for sure.
So I
Okay.
like that. And then
Um,
cat bus, I've loved cat bus since introduction, so it's just cool.
yeah, no, the Kappas is great. Um, so I'll say the recall and recall hunter are usually paired up with a more defensive style deck. It's a
Mm.
little more difficult to be aggressive with them because of how slow they are, obviously. Do you feel like you're okay with making the recall hunter work?
So far, yes. I feel like I push
Okay.
them out into an environment and then bring them back in. I've been playing around with which base I bring them back to, and then now I was using mortar before, so I kind of planned on using mortar to
Mm,
push them like to a base that they think is vulnerable, and then it's hit up with mortars, and I recalled there.
okay.
Um, so
Sounds good.
that's another thing. And then I've just been only going air when other people are air, and so I just defensive air options.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen some people who prefer to play more aggressive um, tend to struggle a little bit with recalls. They'll end up getting too aggressive with the recalls and then just lose them at the opponent's
Mm,
base or something. So as long as you think
yep,
you're able to kind of play around that, then I think we're good there.
we might see that.
All right. And so then in that case, I would say I don't know too much about the advanced mortar. Honestly, I've played around with it a little bit, but not too much. So I think I have an idea how to play it just based on what I've seen other people doing, but I don't have my own personal experience to draw on. But than that, I think we're good. I think the advanced mortar is fine. I personally prefer the blaster a little bit more. But if you
Haven't
enjoyed
used it
the
yet.
yeah, if you enjoyed the advanced mortar though, I'd say give it a try and stick with it. I think the advanced mortar is going to
Siege tanks.
take more time and practice though. So just
Siege
keep that in
tanks. I'm
mind.
used to it.
Yeah, cool.
Siege
If
tanks.
you're good with that, then we can run with that and see how it goes. So go ahead and start up a game here, and we'll see what
Right, I'm
happens.
gonna mute myself. Feel free to ask
Do you
questions, but I'll be muted.
real quick though? Do you always play aggressive with this deck, or do you
No,
just kind of
no.
play it depending on what you're going up against?
I'm always playing based on what I go against.
Okay, all right. Yeah, go ahead and mute yourself if you want. That's fine.
If you want, I'll tell you what I think on their initial deck.
Okay,
So
go for it.
I'm not too worried about their initial stuff that I'm seeing so far in
Okay.
terms of matchups, and so I'm okay to just play along with them, whatever they want to choose.
Okay.
I also
Sounds good.
like my Foundry matchup, even against the Butter. Actually, I don't know the Locust, so if they go air, I have to go air.
Your opponent had the Scorpion Hunter combo, and I've actually played against Fuzzy before, and he's pretty good. I think I don't know what rank he is or anything like that, but I think I've
Is
played
that
against him
combo?
before.
I didn't
Um,
know it was a combo.
yeah, it's a core combo with the Scorpion and the Hunter is actually it has the highest DPS against ground units. So if you find the Hunter, it's up there on the left side, and go to the detailed stats there, and you'll see the Hunter actually has really good damage against ground units there, 100 with a 1 attack speed on it. So it's a very strong combo. And so you just have to be aware of that when you're going into a game, and that's just going to come in time. You're going to learn all these different combos and different units and whatnot as you play, and so
Yeah,
you'll
and
want to
then
play safe against that. And you just basically are going to have to mix in recall hunters in that case in order to combat that. But you had a good worker snipe there. Good job on the worker harass. Unfortunately, you're lagging quite a bit again.